does not match my thumbnail because my husband came home last night, so I couldn't film, but hey, we're rolling with it. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. It's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing the Christmas Carol book tag today. I hope you're having a Merry Christmas and that you are stuffed with food and that you got everything that you asked for. So, I found this tag over on Heather's channel, Bookables, and I will link it down below. I'll link the original down below as well. But let's just go ahead and get into the tags. I don't have my jingle bells. I'm a proper reindeer now. Okay, so this is the Christmas Carol book tag. If you've never heard of a Christmas Carol, then have you been living under a rock? But it's written by Charles Dickens, and these questions correlate with the characters of the book. So, question number 1, Ghost of Christmas Past. A book that was a childhood favorite. So the ones I chose, mine were like Harry Potter, Little House on the Prairie, Boxcar Children, Babysitter's Club. But the one I chose, these are the books that I read over and over and over again in my 8th grade year. Because I don't know why I didn't read any other books. I would finish the series and then I would restart. Whatever books my school library had, I would read them. And I wouldn't read them in order. Because they wouldn't get the other books. So that is the Daughters of the Moon series by Lynn Ewing. I have all of the books except for book 13, which is the last book, and I cannot find it anywhere. So it's about these 4 girls who find out they are daughters of the moon, and they get these special powers, and they can fight evil, and yeah. And you can tell this book has been loved. I thought about replacing it, but it's childhood. Question number 2, Ghost of Christmas Past. A recent book that has become an all-time favorite. It's a Christmas one, and it's going to be an answer to another question. My antlers. So, that is 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston. I read this while I was battling a cold, and it made me laugh so hard it made me want to cry. There was a moment in this book where I wondered if Ashley Elston really looked at my child's baby pictures when she was a preemie and just wrote description from the picture and just put it in this book, because it was that detailed and that similar to my child's pictures of when she was in the NICU. So this is a new favorite of mine. The dates were funny. I connected with it. It was just awesome. I can't wait for the companion, 10 Dares and a Truth, or 10 Truths and a Dare. I don't know what it's called, but it's one of those. So, yes. If you have not read this, pick it up. You will love it. I read it in 2 days, and it will be a reread every year from now on, once I buy my own copy. Question number 3, Christmas Yet to Come. Book coming out next year that you are excited about. Obviously, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Susan Collins. This is the prequel to the Hunger Games, and it's all about Mags and her Hunger Games, which I love Mags. She's Magda on Sex and the City. And I need to know, because I need to know who was president, because obviously President Snow wasn't president when he was young. He couldn't have. Unless it was like a King Tut type thing, which I highly doubt. But, okay. So, yeah. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Also, The Ember Queen by Laura Sebastian. That's the 3rd and final book in the Ash Princess trilogy. I got another one. Hold on. hold on. I got them written down. Arisha and a Tree of Wishes. The Bone Thief, which is the sequel to The Bone Charmer, which I absolutely loved. Hollowpox, the third book in the Nevermore series. And the third Belle's book, which I'm hoping comes out next year. And there's no title yet, and there wasn't going to be a third book. But I loved the first one, and I didn't really like the second one. But number 4, Bah Humbug. Book everyone loves that you can't stand. You by Caroline Kepnes. Don't get the appeal of Joe. He's just a creep. Obviously, you're supposed to think of him as a creep and he's unlikable, but I didn't understand that whole book whatsoever. I didn't get the appeal. One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. I loved Two Can Keep a Secret. The end, that last sentence though. And that one. But One of Us is Lying. I could not. It has my daughter's name as character. And I just could not stand it because she was turned from this bumbling idiot who only cared about a boyfriend to badass ninja investigator or something like that. And then there's a sequel coming out, which I am anticipating. I did not like the first book, but I'm going to read One of Us is Next just to see if it gets better, because Karen McManus, her second book was amazing. So that's an unpopular opinion. People loved One of Us is Lying, and then people hated Two Can Keep a Secret. But I hated One of Us is Lying, and I loved Two Can Keep a Secret. So I want to read One of Us is Next, and I buddy read One of Us is Lying with my friend JT over at JT Reads. I don't know if she is still doing videos. I know she's in her master's classes right now, so I hope she's doing good on that. Haven't talked to her, which makes me sad. So, Merry Christmas, JT! But yeah, One of Us is Lying. Can't stand it. Look at my antlers. They're moving. Arr. Number 5, Bob Cratchit. Old Dependable that you always recommend. Harry Potter? See, I don't want to... Everybody says Harry Potter. If you haven't read Harry Potter, read it. The Hunger Games. The Gabriel Allen series by Daniel Silva. I'm in the middle of reading the first book, but I've already read books 6 and 8. Whoops. Yeah. Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay. What are other ones? Something quick and easy. Walking the Americas, Walking the Nile, Walking the Himalayas by Levison Wood. Those aren't old, but they're fast and quick to get through. Hell, 10 Blind Dates. I recommend it. It's not old, but I'm just recommending things because I don't have an old book I would rather recommend. Goddess of the Night series. Daughters of the Moon series. Read those. Number 6, Tiny Tim underhyped book that you think deserves more love. And I think this one should get all of the love. It is The Girl from the Train by Irma Jobert. This is a translated work. The author is South African. And it's set in World War II, where this little girl, she's a German Jew, and so she's hated on both sides. She can't speak Polish because she'll get deported and taken to a concentration camp, and she can't speak German because she'll get killed for being a full-blooded German. And so she has to hide her identity, and she gets sent to an orphanage. And then she gets adopted by a South African couple who was rescuing these Aryan children and raising them. And I loved this book. It was heartbreaking. It was cute and fluffy. And it was a very fast read. And I want more. I think there's 2 other books by Irma Jobert that have been translated that are set in World War II. I think that's what she's known for, historical fiction set in World War II. And read this. It is amazing. It starts the book off, this is not a spoiler, it starts off her escaping from a concentration camp train. And her mom and grandma being blown up on this train. So, it's just, read this. I need someone to talk to about it. And I won this in a Goodreads giveaway. And I'm so excited. And I might have to reread it soon. I read this during the first Buzzword Readathon for the word girl. But yes, read it. And Irma Jobert, please write a sequel and have it translated soon. Number 7, today. It's Christmas Day. No, it's not. Tomorrow's Christmas. What book gets you in the mood for Christmas? I never had a Christmas book that I read around Christmas because, to be honest, I am not the biggest fan of Christmas. The only reason I celebrate Christmas is because of my kids. If I didn't have kids, I would not even acknowledge Christmas whatsoever. Because, I don't know. I'm not a Grinch. I'll give presents and watch the movies and sing the songs and do all this and that. But I'm not going, no. But anyways, the books that I'm going to start reading from now on during Christmas is, of course, 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston. It's set during Christmas and after Christmas. So, and it was cute. And it also reminds me of when I was growing up, our big family get-togethers on Christmas Eve until my grandma passed away, and then all of it went to hell. She was the rock of the family, and then when she died, the family split up and was like, oh, well, till death do us part really was true, you know. But it meant family, not just her and my grandpa. That got morbid real quick. So, going into question number 8, The Muppet Christmas Carol, which I think I've watched one time. Favorite film adaptation of a book, and I have a couple. The first one that I watched this year, Good Omens. I enjoyed the book a little bit, but the show, I watched it with my husband, and he loved it. I did not laugh. I have not laughed so hard during a book to movie adaptation as much as I've laughed during watching Good Omens. And my husband, he was just like, you read this book? Was this in the book? And I usually say, oh, that wasn't in the book. But I just kept quiet during the whole show. And he was the one going, was this in the book? Was this in the book? And I was like, yeah, I don't remember. I read it in August. But yeah, I loved Crowley and Aziraphale. Yeah, John Hamm as Gabriel. And The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, the best. To All the Boys I Loved Before. I cannot wait for P.S. I Still Love You in February. Peter Kaczynski. I did not like him in the books, but Noah Centineo, he's a great Peter K. And question number 9, the final question. I'm going to tag some people. So, Nikki from I Read Past My Bedtime, Linda's Book World, JT if she watches, some other people. If you want to do this tag, just go ahead and tag. You're tagged. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe, and I hope you're having a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a Happy New Year. I have more videos to come. Yeah, I don't know which one's next. I think what I got for my birthday and my Christmas, I'm putting those 2 together. And so I think that will be the video that comes tomorrow. But other than that, I'll see you in my next video.